On March 3rd, 1981, Marianne Bachmeier fired her gun in a crowded courthouse in what was known then as West Germany. Her target was a 35-year-old sex offender who was on trial for her daughter's murder. She wanted justice, so she decided it was her turn and got her revenge by putting 6 bullets in him. He later died from his injuries, but she instantly became an infamous figure. She faced her own trial, followed closely by everyone in the country. But was it all justified? Let's start at the beginning. Born on July 3rd, 1950, she had a tough life. Her parents had been forced to flee from East Prussia during World War II. Her father was a previous member of the Waffen-SS, the combat unit in the Nazis' SS. After the war, he started drinking and was often rough and angry with his wife and daughter. This took a toll on their marriage and soon they were divorced. But Marianne's stepfather wasn't better. A short time later, they kicked her out of the house, and she was still a teenager at this point. It was now down to her to support herself. Marianne was struggling as a single mother who ran a pub, and in 1970s Lübeck, a city back then, she lived with her third child, Anna, who she had when she was 22. She had become romantically involved with the manager of the pub and became pregnant with Anna. Her 2 older children had been given up for adoption due to having them so young, at 16 and 18. Her friends reported that it was difficult for her, deciding between her kids, whether to give them up and who she could actually support. But it wasn't good with the newborn either. She would end up taking Anna to work with her at the pub and let her sleep there while she partied. Anna was described as a happy, open-minded child, but tragedy struck when she was found dead on May 5th, 1980. She was found to have skipped school after an argument with her mother. She found herself in the hands of a 35-year-old neighbour, a local butcher, named Klaus Grabowski, who already had a criminal record involving child molestation. Investigators would later learn that he had kept Anna at his home for hours while sexually assaulting her before he strangled her with pantyhose. He then put her body in a cardboard box and left it on the bank of a nearby canal. He was arrested the same evening after his fiancée had told the police. He confessed to the crime but denied that he abused Anna. Instead, he told a strange and disturbing story. He said that he strangled the girl after she tried to blackmail him. According to him, Anna, the 7-year-old, was trying to seduce him and had threatened to tell her mother that he had molested her if he didn't give her money. Marianne was destroyed by this story, and she decided that it was time for her to get her revenge. A year later, when he was headed to trial, she did what she needed to do. His trial was shocking. His defense attorney claimed that he had acted out of a hormonal imbalance that was caused by hormone therapy he received after being voluntarily castrated years earlier. Now, he had previously been charged with sexually assaulting 2 girls, and that's where the castration comes in. But he regretted it, and that's why he used the hormonal therapy. It was his attempt to try and reverse the process. At the time, sex offenders in Germany often underwent castration to prevent reoffending, but that wasn't the case for Klaus. On the 3rd day of the trial at district court, Marianne grabbed a .22 caliber Beretta pistol from her purse and pulled the trigger 8 times. 6 hit Klaus, and he died on that courtroom floor. Witnesses said that she had made incriminating remarks after she shot him. According to the judge, she said, "I wanted to kill him. He killed my daughter. I wanted to shoot him in the face, but I shot him in the back. I hope he's dead." 2 policemen claimed to have heard her call him a pig after she shot him. During her trial, she testified that she shot him in a dream and saw visions of her daughter in the courtroom. A doctor who examined her said that she was asked for a handwriting sample, and in response, she wrote, "I did it for you, Anna." She decorated it with 7 hearts. She later said, "I heard he wanted to make a statement. I thought, now comes the next lie about this victim who was my child." Now she was in the limelight. Her trial gathered the attention internationally. She reportedly sold her story to a magazine for roughly $158,000 to cover her legal fees for the trial. Stern magazine received an overwhelming response from their readers. Was she just a distraught mother trying to avenge the brutal death of her child, or did she act in revenge and make herself a cold-blooded killer as well? Many sympathized with her, but others wanted her punished for her actions. There became a legal debate about whether the shooting was premeditated or not, and whether it was murder or manslaughter. Different rulings carried different punishments. Decades later, a friend who was in a documentary said that they witnessed her perform target practice with a gun in her pub cellar before the shooting. The court ultimately convicted her of premeditated manslaughter and sentenced her to 6 years behind bars in 1983. About 28% of Germans said 6 years was the best outcome, but 27% said it was too much and 25% said it was too little. In June 1985, Marianne was released from prison after serving only half of her sentence. She moved to Nigeria, where she married and remained until the 90s. After she divorced her husband, she relocated to Sicily, where she stayed until she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, upon which she returned to Germany. She died on September 17, 1996, at the age of 46.